Hi, this meeting is regarding open enrollment for 2024. It begins in October of 2023. I guess it starts on Wednesday. How about that? So we are going to go over today of basically an insurance 101, a benefits 101. So this will be terms that you hear when talking about benefits, when enrolling, looking at your benefit plans. These are the terms that you will either hear or read about. Then we will go through our medical, dental and vision, life insurance, flexible spending accounts, and our employee assistance program. And so let's start with the benefits 101. So one of the things you will hear often is about deductible. So you have your annual deductible. That is an amount that you pay prior to insurance benefits kicking in. So that means you have a certain dollar amount, and once you pay that dollar amount, then your benefits will kick in. If you look at our plans, there are two different deductibles. One is an individual, and the second one is a family. So if you are just one person on your plan, you have employee only, then you only have an individual deductible that you would meet before insurance kicks in. If you have a family, one person in that family would pay no more than that individual deductible, but an entire family combined would not pay any more than the family deductible. So one person pays more or no more than the first. A group of people pay no more than the second. So an example would be if you had a $500 individual deductible or an $1,000 family deductible. If you had 10 people on in your family and you had one person that met $500 that had that expense, they're going to go into coinsurance. Everybody else will continue to contribute to that remaining $500 for the family deductible. And once that happens, your deductible has been met all the way through. So that's where you have your individual, your family deductibles. You'll hear that a lot. Then you have your copays and your coinsurance. Copays are the most common thing that people talk about in the insurance world because more often than not, you go to the doctor or you get a prescription drug, and those are the things you pay copays for. So if you go in and you think you have strep throat and you go into the doctor to be checked for it, you're going to pay a flat fee, and that will be your copay. Same with prescription drugs, dependent upon the tier those prescriptions are in, you're going to pay the copay related to that. Now, coinsurance is the dollar amount you pay after your deductible's been met. It's always a percentage. So coinsurance, 20%. Let's say you have a $1,500 service that you received and you have a $500 deductible. If you hadn't met any of that, you would pay the initial $500, which would bring that down to $1,000. And then after that, you're going to pay 20% of that $1,000. So in this case, you'd pay $200. So all of that together adds up to your out-of-pocket maximum. Out-of-pocket maximum, that is the total amount you pay out of pocket for a calendar year. And then after that has been met, the plan pays 100%. So that is your deductible, that is your copays, that is your coinsurance. That all adds up to that out-of-pocket maximum. So you, like a deductible, have two different ones. You have an individual and a family. So one person pays no more than that individual. Family total pays no more than that family. In network versus out of network. So in network is who we like you to see. In network costs you less. Uh, Aetna is our health insurance carrier, and they have gone out and negotiated rates with different providers. So those providers will pay or have you pay a discounted rate because they're in Aetna's network. And so you're going to pay less. Whereas out of network, there's nothing that's been negotiated with the insurance company, and those providers can charge you what they would like for that service. So out of network providers cost more. The other thing to take into consideration is your in-network versus out-of-network benefits. So in-network is less expensive. Your deductibles, your copays, your coinsurance is less, whereas your out-of-network, those dollars are higher. So you're also going to be paying more in that aspect as well. And finally, we have premiums. Premiums is what you pay for the insurance. So that is the dollar amount that's taken out of your check 24 times a year, and it's pre-tax, reduces your taxable income, and all of the premiums that you pay are pre-tax, so they reduce your taxable income. So after this Insurance 101, we're going to go and talk about your medical plans. So the county has two different medical plans, and the only difference between the two plans is the out-of-pocket maximum. So one has 1,800, 3,600, the other has 26 and 5,200. Otherwise, deductible for both plans is $600. That's your individual. And then family is 1,200. Co-insurance, 20%. You have your out-of-pockets there. Your office visits covered. You pay a $20 copay. You have your inpatient hospital stays. There is a $100 copay, and then 20% after deductible. Outpatient surgery is 20% after deductible. You have, they're not listed here, but you have copays for your prescription drugs. The one thing I want to point out is preventive care. If you see an in-network provider for an annual physical, blood draw, skin screening, colonoscopy, mammogram, those things are considered preventive care and they are paid for at 100%. So definitely go and get your preventive exams. The one thing I will say is with mammograms and with colonoscopies, that when they do those, if they find something, so for an example with a colonoscopy, if they find something, they're going to remove it at that time, and that will no longer be a preventive colonoscopy. It will be diagnostic, and it will go deductible coinsurance. So that is one thing with the mammograms and with the colonoscopies, that the preventive ones are preventive, but if they find anything, then it's diagnostic and goes deductible coinsurance. So dental and vision plans, those are through Emeritus. And our dental plan, so there is a $25 or $50 deductible. You have an out-of-pocket or a maximum, not out-of-pocket maximum, but maximum benefit of $1,500 that you are able to utilize. And that is for your preventive, your basic, and your major. And then you have a 1,500 lifetime maximum for your orthodontia. So your preventive covered at 100%, no deductible. It's your exams, your cleanings, your x-rays. You can go twice a month or twice a month, twice a year and get those procedures done. X-rays are typically done once a year is all. So go get those preventive exams, get your teeth cleaned and looked at. Now you have your basic and major procedures. So those are covered at 20 or 80%. So you pay 20% of those after that $25 deductible. And then the orthodontia, there's the 1,500 lifetime maximum. That is after, or that's 50% after deductible. So if your ortho costs $3,000, you're going to pay 25, and then it would be calculated at 50% of that 3,000. So $1,500 would be the remaining benefit, and that is the most that you can utilize for orthodontia. There is no age limit though, and that includes your regular braces, your Invisalign. All of those are included under that orthodontia benefit. So one thing with dental, and I will actually say this is with the medical as well, they have great participant portals that you can create an account. And in these portals, you're able to find in-network providers. You can print, download, save ID cards. So if you were to lose yours, you can still access that and order new ones. It will allow you to see your explanation of benefits. So the information on what the doctor was paid, what went to deductible, what was co-insurance, what the discounts were for in-network providers. So, and then there's also on the dental a cost estimator. Because we're all local, it's going to be the same based on what you estimate, and your dentist a lot of the time will ask for a pre-authorization. So they will ask what the cost is to go over that with you before they even provide the service. So just one of the nice things, those participant portals are for the medical and the dental and even the vision. So our vision plan is through IMED, administered by Emeritus, and the vision is a little bit different. Instead of a calendar year benefit, so instead of a 1/1/2024 through 12/31/2024, this is a 12-month benefit. So if you go June 1st of this year, 2024, or coming year, the benefit would not be available to you until June 2nd of 2025. So it's an every 12-month service. You have a $10 copay for an exam. There's a $10 copay for materials, so things like your frames and your contacts. Lenses are, there is no copay. Covered in full, that is your basic lens. That is not include any of the special things that most glasses have now. So your scratch resistant, your blue light, progressives, transitions, no lines, all of those will cost additional on those lenses. It'll be at a discount though. Frames, every 12 months, $100 allowance, and then you have 20% off the balance. Contacts, you have $115 allowance for contacts, and then 15% off the balance. If your contacts are medically necessary, they're covered at 100%. I do not know what constitutes medically necessary contacts, but that is something that your doctor would know and be able to tell you. So with IMED, they have a lot of well-known providers. So you can see some of them listed here: LensCrafters, Pearl Vision, and Target. So those are all within network for IMED. You also have the option to buy glasses and contacts online, and those two websites are considered in-network for IMED. If you have questions on your benefits or claims, you can contact IMED directly. And if you have questions on the billing or your ID card, then you can contact Emeritus. Once again, they have a great website, and then you can also sign up for the participant portal at emeritus.com, and that will give you information as well on your vision insurance. So our life insurance plan, those are offered through the Hartford, and all employees of the county have a basic life plan that is paid for by the county, so you do not pay anything. Those are listed here, the different classes, the benefit you would receive. And all we ask you do for this is just designate your beneficiaries. So you don't enroll, it just shows up under your benefits, but we would like to have beneficiaries for that benefit. Now, beyond the basic life insurance, we also offer you the opportunity to enroll in supplemental life. Supplemental life, you can apply for 5 times your earnings or 500,000, whichever is less. And if you did not apply for life insurance when you were first eligible, then when you elect coverage, you will be asked for evidence of insurability or to provide a proof of good health form. And this will go to the Hartford for approval for that insurance. If you did get life insurance when you were first eligible, you do have the option of increasing your life insurance by $10,000 each year without evidence of insurability up to that guaranteed issue of $250,000. So that is an option for those who already had the insurance from first eligibility. You have the option as well, if you cover yourself, you can have spouse and child supplemental life. With your spouse, it's 50% of your own election or a maximum of 100,000. And then children, a little bit different this year. In previous years, you were able to choose how many children, what dollar amount you wanted to cover them for. This year, it is one flat rate. It's $10,000 per child, and that covers everybody on your plan. So you could have 10 children. All children would be covered at $10,000, and it's all for the same rate. Flexible spending accounts. So we have 2 different types of flexible spending accounts. You can disregard the commuter. So our flexible spending is administered by Navia, and they allow you to take money and set that aside pre-tax to utilize for qualified expenses. So with the medical flexible spending account, for 2024, as of right now, you are eligible to contribute $3,050. This potentially could increase for 2024. It is projected or predicted that it'll be 3,200. However, sometimes the IRS isn't real fast about making that decision, and they will wait until end of the year, very beginning of the following year. So if that does happen and there is an increase after enrollment, what we will do is if anybody elected the $3,050, then we will reach out to you to make sure that you want to continue with the maximum or you want to remain at the 3,050. So that is something we will reach out to you if that does increase. So qualified expenses. So you've got all of your medical expenses, deductible coinsurance, copays, prescription drugs, any dental or vision, over-the-counter things. So allergy medicine, ibuprofen, All of that you are eligible to utilize your FSA funds for. You have one of the things with the flexible spending account is you have access to those funds right up front. So as of January 1, if you were to contribute $2,000 and you had a major medical expense or needed to get glasses, then you are able to utilize all or some of that 2,000, even though you have not yet had that deducted from your paycheck. It will just continue to come out each paycheck. So that's one thing about the flexible spending, medical flex, that is nice. The other thing we have is a grace period. So you are eligible for 2.5 months to continue to incur claims on your previous year. So if you elect in 2024 the max amount and you don't use it all by December 31st, you can actually continue to incur claims through March 15th of the following year, and then claims have to be submitted by March 31st of the year. So you do have that additional 2.5 months that you can utilize for your flexible spending account. Dependent care, a little bit different. So $5,000 is what you are able to contribute. And this is also done pre-tax, so reduces your taxable income. This is different from flex as far as you're only able to collect or reimburse yourself under dependent care what you have contributed already from your paycheck. So if you have $200 from your paycheck, and let's say it's the first check of the year, but you have $500 in expenses, you will only have $200 reimbursed until your next paycheck, which then at that point would be an additional $200. So you're only eligible to reimburse what you've contributed. The dependent care FSA can be used children under 13, and that's daycare, before and after school programs, summer day camps. Those things are all eligible. Or if you have a household member, a dependent that you take care of, that you need to provide care for, then you're able to utilize those dependent care funds for that as well. Employee assistance program. So last thing we're going to talk about, and the reason we talk employee assistance program is because it doesn't get talked a lot about, because it is a benefit completely paid for by the county, 100%. And normally when we think EAP, employee assistance program, you think of counseling, and they do a lot of that, which it gives you some of the things that they provide guidance for. But they also have programs, as it said, and legal or financial issues. They have programs for that as well. Not necessarily counseling, but you can get access to legal advice, like a half hour, I believe, for a consult with an attorney that's paid for. So those are other things that you can get through the EAP. It is through Continuum, so they're located here in Lincoln, and phone numbers there. You can stop in and just when you drop by, tell them that you're a Lancaster County employee, and they will get you set up. You have 5 sessions a year, and that is per person, per dependent. So even if you have a dependent that you do not cover under insurance, they are still covered under the EAP and still have 5 sessions available to them. So EAP is completely confidential. So no information is given to the county. And if you determine that it's something you want to do, you can use time off for that. So your paid time off, vacation, sick leave, to use that. If it is something where you are referred to, let's say a manager refers you to go to the EAP, then that could be done on company time. They sometimes will bring people in for group sessions. So that is something as well that could be done on time. So EAP is a great benefit that even if you don't use, if you know about and there is an employee who you or a coworker that you think might benefit, it is something you can suggest to them and say, hey, I know this is available. So it is definitely something to just keep in the back of your head. So your next steps, you are going to enroll through Oracle and you can contact us with any questions, but enrollment will be the same as it was last year. We ask that you review the benefits that you're in. Verify all your personal information is correct. So your address, your phone number, email address, dependent information, just make sure that is accurate. You can enroll your legal spouse or dependent children up to the age 26 for medical, and that's married or unmarried, and then unmarried up to the age of 26 for dental and vision. You do need to work at least 30 hours a week to be eligible to participate in the benefits plans. So one thing I want to stress is your benefits will be there to review. The only thing that if you have no changes to make, but you participate in the flexible spending accounts, then you do need to enter that information each year. That will not roll over year to year. So you need to make an election for the flexible spending every year. So when you're doing your open enrollment, October 25th, and it goes through November 7th. Whatever you elect for this enrollment will be what your benefits are effective January 1st, 2024. So you are only able to make changes if you experience a qualifying event, or sometimes known as a life event, and those are listed here. So unless you have one of those, you're not able to make any changes after November 7th. If you enroll and then like on Wednesday and you're a go-getter and you determine the following Monday that you don't want to enroll or you want to make changes, you can still do that through November 7th. You would just go into Oracle and enroll again, just like you did the first time. So Oracle will take the most recent election. So it'll take the last election that you made. So enrollment reminders starts on Wednesday in 2 days. And when you go into Oracle, you will have that option there to enroll in benefits or make changes. So if you have questions, by all means, shoot us an email or you can give us a call on the number listed there, and we would be happy to answer any questions you have, help you through. If you have some Oracle issues, we'll definitely be there to help you out. So thank you for listening to this, and if you have any questions, just let us know. Thanks so much.